economic collapse. Babylon is being destroyed. The dollar is losing its value. I want to give all the honor, glory, and praises to Yahawah, Bahasham YAHAWASHI, Bahasham RAWACHAA QADASH. Double honors to my elders at Great Millstone, taught me this truth through the Spirit. Singing honors to the elect. Peace and blessings be to all the sincere men, women, and children that do consist of the 1/3, and to the confusion of faces in the 4 corners of the earth. Shalom. Article from CNBC. Carl Icahn says our economy is breaking because of inflation and poor corporate leadership. Now, I want to say one thing. America is being destroyed because it's biblical prophecy. But economically, why it's happening, it's not by chance. This is not by chance at all. Now, inflation is the reason why it's really deteriorating. What is inflation? Well, to sum it up, there was a time when our grandparents or great-grandparents say they would go to a movie and, we watch a movie for like a dime and buy popcorn for a nickel. How much do you think a movie costs today in the movie theater? For an adult, depending on where you live, $20 for one ticket. Popcorn, you can go ahead and buy you some overran vodka 6-pack like at the store, but you be paying $10 for a tub. What does that mean? That's inflation. Because you have to spend more money for the same product. Prime example, eggs. I'll never forget it. Maybe like a year prior to the pandemic. Notice what I said. I used to always go inside Walmart and I can get me a dozen eggs. A dozen eggs for 98 cents. I'll never forget that. It'll say 98 and it will have the C symbol for cents behind it. Going to Walmart today and trying to get you a dozen eggs. You're paying them near $5 to $7 depending on where you go. That's called inflation. You're paying more for the same product. But notice how the price of the product is going up, right? The cost of living is going up, but not your wages. Okay? That's what they're doing. They're extracting all this money from you, from your taxes, and from the judicial system, people who be incarcerated, things like that, divorces, child support, all of that, freezing accounts. But it really goes back to them wanting to kill the dollar, but they want to make as much money as they can in the process before they switch over to this new digital currency. Right? So really, they're pretty much, how should I say, milking us dry until the end. Notice the derailments. Notice how all these fires things are happening. That derailment that happened up there in Palestine was Ohio. There's actually a lot of minerals in the alluvial deposits there, the soil. So I mean, what quicker way to get the people to move if you have some kind of disaster, so you can get the land. Anyhow, the system is breaking down, and we absolutely have a major problem in our economy today. No figure. Icahn said on CNBC's Closing Bell Tuesday, one of the worst countries in the world as far as corporate governance. No, you're not the worst. You became a world power. A world freaking power. Through hardcore bondage, the transatlantic slave trade. So if you knew how to sell people, don't you think you would know how to persuade the minds of them to serve you willingly, which is called what? Having a birth certificate, a social security number, having a job. We live in a capitalistic society. Even though China's communist, you have billionaires there. So if you have a billionaire, I mean, someone's making profit. In other words, someone's working for me at a certain rate or salary while I make a certain profit. Let that sink in. We'll get back to that. This is Sirach chapter 13, verse 18 through 19. What agreement is there between a hyena and a dog? And what peace between the rich and the poor? As the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor. That's all they're doing. While your ass had to sit at home during the pandemic, they said what? Like there were like 8 new billionaires where everybody had to stay home, had curfews and stuff. Remember that? Open your eyes. They despise you. We're the 99%. When the hell you ever thought about Esau? I'm talking to the elect now. What the hell you ever thought about Esau being inclusive with us in something? Because they come to realize that they at the bottom too. In your own kingdom, you're still a servant. Right? Next to your servants, so to say. Jacob. Crazy, ain't it? Check this out. Sirach chapter 13, verse 22 and 24. When a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers. He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him. Straight line. The poor man slipped, and yet they rebuked him not. He spake wisely and could have no place. Well, they say if you ain't talk about money, they don't want to hear it, right? So who want to hear like my words or the words of the elders? They don't look at those men as men of quote unquote status because they don't display the money, right? They don't have, but they have wisdom. That, like, I speak as a man, I have wisdom that if I really wanted to, I could be making 6 figures right now. The elders, man, they're smart. They know how to make money, but it's not about that. Because what will your heart be then, right? And then when you lose the money, what did you really possess? What character do you have? Your integrity, your morals, right? Your logic and rationality of thinking of just living and surviving as a human being. What does that stand at? That will separate the boys from the men. When this EMP hit, when this system fall, you're going to really realize who the real men are when all the money don't matter anymore. And women will automatically revert back to being a damn woman, which is literally a servant. I'm just speaking about what's going to happen prior. I'm telling you what's coming up soon. Jacob's trouble is going to come. It's going to be nasty out here. Right? But we'll be okay. We have YAHAWASHI with us. Right? This economy is... Oh, by the way, Saudi Arabia just befriended Iran. So really, America really don't have no stronghold anymore over there in Iran. Oh, that's a major blow. That's a major blow. Because Saudi Arabia is who America gets majority of their oil from. So now that the Muslims coming together, Islam coming together, the Shiites, I hope I said it right, you know, and the other set, the Sunni Muslims, they all coming together now. Well, Israel, we don't care about you arguing and bickering back and forth with Iran, because Saudi Arabia is supposed to be allies with America, and Saudi Arabia said this as well. If anybody try to put a price cap on our oil, we will place an embargo. What does that mean? That you're not getting any oil from us. How's the whole hammer of the earth being burst asunder? America's losing its grip. Hey, how DMX said it? Oh, yeah, yo, I'm slipping. I'm falling. I can't get up. Hey, you know, I'm slipping. I'm falling. I got to get up. Well, you ain't going to get up this time, Esau. Anyhow, Meta to lay off 10,000 more workers after initial cuts in November. Why do you think they had these cuts, y'all? Why do you think they had these cuts? 10,000. They just laid off 11,000, now 10,000 more. So that's over 21,000 people that had to go find another job. Let that sink in, y'all. And see, this is the world we live in. Oh, it ain't happening to me, so I ain't really worried about it. It's finna hit everybody soon. It may not affect you directly, but indirectly, you're going to experience some things that you never wish you had to experience. Because just because you got it don't mean you're going to be safe, because they're going to want what you got. Tyson Foods to lay off 1,700 workers. Close 2 chicken plants. Check this out. Beyond Meat and Impossible Foods, both of which make alternative meats, have cut more than a fifth of their workforces as demand wanes for their products, and the companies look to conserve cash. That's the whole purpose, so they can save money. That's why they're letting go of your ass. Hell, we not making the same profit we was making last quarter. Well, you know what? Let's get rid of some people. If we not making the money we need to, we don't need all these people. Furlough. Well, not furlough, laid off or bought out. Sirach, chapter 13, verse 24. Riches are good unto him that have no sin, and poverty is evil in the mouth of the ungodly. So they will do whatever it takes to make sure that they continue to live the lifestyle they do. Right? It's in the power of their hands. Right? So it's evil to them to be poor. So they're gonna make sure you stay where you at. Right? Coca-Cola offered voluntary buyouts to North American workers, while PepsiCo cut jobs in its Frito-Lay and North American beverage units. Spice giant McCormick said it will offer buyouts and lay off workers as part of a plan to save $75 million. They told you right there. So why do you think people get laid off? So they can save more money. Capitalism. 2 Ezra 6 and 22 through 23. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. What does it mean, storehouses, and what does it mean by that when it says places sown? Places sown is talking about where you will have food, vegetation, where you will plant your crop as well. Storehouses are just a store that you would go to purchase merchandise. Well, if your favorite fruits and veggies aren't there anymore, if the price of this food is going up, right? Or this place is getting shut down. Now, rather than having all these people ringing you up, now they have automatic. It got to the point of here, you walk in my store, go grab your stuff, put it in a basket, scan it yourself, give me your money, get the hell out my store. That's what's happening right now. And guess what they're doing? That's cutting people off from having to work. I remember, man, you will see mainly people, I want to say in their late 30s to their maybe 50s, 60s working those registers. You know what I'm saying? It's easy, easy money for them. It's sad that they still have to work there when they get that older, but that's where we live in, right? Then they start having teenagers working there. Anybody. Now all of a sudden, hell, we don't really need nobody. What? We need one or two people here to help somebody if one of these machines go down, or to give somebody tobacco products. It's getting to that point, man. There's gonna be less and less jobs for people because they want to automate. They want to make everything automatic. Okay. 2 Ezra 6 and 23. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. Do you really think somebody gonna be standing outside with a trumpet blowing it? No, we're the trumpet. We're telling you the warnings. We're forewarning you. Whether you hear or forbear, you will know that the prophet was amongst you. Because it's not of us, it's of YAHAWASHI. We just got to warn you before it happens. And we pray that we make it through the fire. How about that one? Proverbs 17 and 5. Whoso mocketh the poor reproacheth his maker, and he that is glad at calamity shall not be unpunished. You took pride in what you did to us to make this empire that you have. Your founding fathers. When your Independence Day was here, we were still in shackles. All of that. You made it's a book called Without Sanctuary. The first postcards, people, were pictures of us being charred alive and burned and everything. Separated the family, sold us. Centuries of free labor, and we got not one dime. But today you will portray us with the stereotype of us being lazy, wanting to be on food stamps and things like that. It is truly show you, man, who the Lord's people are just by those heinous curses and things that we have upon us because of us being disobedient. But in the end, our shame is going to be turned to glory. Like the Lord said, I know thou art poor, but thou art rich, and I know your trials and tribulations, and the blasphemy of them that say they are, but they are not, by the synagogue of Satan. So the Lord said, I know your poverty, and you are stricken. I know. I did it to you because of what you didn't do for me. But I'm going to come back and redeem you. I'm going to come back and save you. I'm going to come back and salvage you. So who the hell is salvation really for if it ain't for the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans? Yeah. But anyhow, close out. This is Proverbs chapter 28, verse 8. He that by usury and unjust gain increaseth his substance. He shall gather it for him that will pity the poor. You're only gathering the riches for us, so thank you. With that being said, pray I was edified and fed. Stay in the spirit, don't fear it, just endure it. As for forgiveness, pray without ceasing. Stay humble, remain diligent. Kwame Allah, Muflaba Ball, Shalom.